A very good afternoon to you. It's 2 p.m. Central African time on day 231 of the national lockdown here in South Africa, coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios. This is the last hour of On Point. Thanks for being with us. I'm Nompumelelo Siziba in the headlines this hour. The ANC, the biggest winners from yesterday's by-elections, while the DA suffers significant defeat. South Africa's unemployment rate rises by 7.5 percentage points to 38.8% in the third quarter. And 3 Golden Arrow buses have been torched in Makaza in Khayelitsha on the Cape Flats. President Ramaphosa is set to answer oral questions in the National Assembly. The questions will range from efforts to combat corruption to the economic recovery plan. He will also answer questions related to his fundraising campaign for the presidency of the ANC. Let's cross live to that.
Address to the President. There are 4 supplementary questions on each question. Parties have given an indication of which questions their members wish to pose. A supplementary question. Adequate notice was given to parties for this purpose. This was done to facilitate participation of members who are connecting to the sitting through virtual platform. The members who will pose supplementary questions will be recognized by the officer presiding. In allocating opportunities for supplementary questions, the principle of fairness, among others, has been applied. If a member who is supposed to ask a supplementary question through the virtual platform and is unable to do so due to technological difficulties, the party whip or on duty will be allowed to ask the question on behalf of their member. When all the supplementary questions have been answered by the President, we will proceed to the next question on the question paper. Honorable members, let me welcome the Commander-in-Chief, the President of the Republic of South Africa. Honorable President, you are welcome. Thank you, honorable members. I'll be happy if I can see the face of the President on the screen before I start. Thank you. I can see the President is there, although on my screen only. Honorable members, can you please mute your mics? Those on virtual platform, please do that. We don't want disturbance. The House starts at 2 o'clock, and at that time you must be ready to have muted your microphones and your videos. Thank you very much. I hope we won't have more disturbances. The President. The first question is question number 13, asked by the Leader of the Opposition. Question number 13. The Honorable the President.
Honorable House Chair, honorable members, the fight against corruption and state capture has required
Honorable President, I'm very sorry. Before you continue, can we get the sound correct? ICT, can we get the sound correct? We can't hear the President. There's a lot of sound behind his voice. Can we try again?
Can you hear me better now?
No, President. No, President. We can hear you, but there is a disturbing sound. That is so high. I'm not sure if it's from your side. If there are some of the, maybe somebody is switching on also, but the NA Secretary is busy with it now. He's calling to make sure that we understand each other. Pardon us just for a few seconds. Yeah, no, it's not working. Let's try. I'm sorry for this. Honorable President, let's try.
Thank you, Honorable House Chair. Am I audible now?
You are, but the sound is still so strong. I'm not sure what the problem is. Can somebody advise what could it be so that we tell the people? Oh, ICT is checking. ICT is busy on it, Mr. President, just for a while. Will I be informed? Okay. Yesterday we complained about the interruption by the interpreter, and we asked them to be on time and make sure everything is in order. I'm not sure what is happening, that we still have problems when we have to proceed with the work. Yes? Are you fine now?
Fine. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, yes, now, President. President, we can hear you now, and I'm informed that...
Okay.
Continue, President. The question, to remind you, President, is the question number 13, posed to you by the Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable the President.
Thank you, Honorable House Chair. Honorable members, the fight against corruption and state capture has required quite extensive measures to stabilize and revitalize our law enforcement agencies. We've had to do that with capable and ethical leadership that is able to restore the credibility of these vital institutions. Much work has been done to ensure that these agencies have the necessary skills, the personnel, and the resources that they need to undertake the demanding tasks of detecting, investigating, and successfully prosecuting instances of corruption. But in the main, it has also been the process of rebuilding these institutions. A crucial part of this work has been to improve a number of aspects of how they do their work. For instance, it's been to improve information sharing amongst them, coordination and cooperation, and also doing so with other related institutions and not only law enforcement agencies. This is evident in the revitalization of the multi-agency anti-corruption task team, which currently has 223 prioritized cases at different stages of investigation and prosecution. In May of this year, we established what we call the Fusion Center based on at the Financial Intelligence Center, which serves as an operational hub with dedicated resources to fight COVID-related corruption. Now, since the beginning of this sixth administration, the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, also known as the Hawks, has established task teams to fast-track corruption investigations in municipalities, government, and the private sector. Together with the NPA, the Hawks have prioritized 10 priority corruption-related cases to fast-track for investigation and prosecution. Honorable members would recall that in April 2019, I established the investigating directorate within the NPA to focus on serious corruption and state capture, to enable the directorate to address complex and organized corruption. Personnel have been seconded from the South African Police Service, the Hawks, and the Independent Police Investigative Directorate, IPID. As further evidence of improved cooperation, an investigating directorate has also secured forensic accountants and legal resources from SARS, the SIU, the FIC Reserve Bank, and the State Security Agency. Recent amendments to the regulations of the State Capture Commission now allows the Commission to share information records, and also records, documents, directly with the investigating directorate and any other law enforcement agency in South Africa. And with the establishment of the SIU Special Tribunal in February 2019, the Special Investigating Unit is now able to fast-track civil claims and recover funds lost to corruption. The SIU has also been an integral part of the establishment of the Health Sector Anti-Corruption Forum, which was established in October 2019, as well as the Local Government Anti-Corruption Forum, which was launched in October 2020. These initiatives bring together several law enforcement agencies and stakeholders to tackle corruption in an integrated and an earnest manner. SARS is also playing a vital role in all this. It has established the Illicit Criminal Economic Activities Division, which also focuses on investigations into state capture, tender abuse-related cases that have to do with the PPE, fraud. Beyond the work of the law enforcement agencies, the fight against state capture and corruption has also been taken up in some state-owned enterprises. In PRASA, for example, 28 matters have been referred to the SIU for investigation, and the Hawks are investigating a number of case dockets emanating from the Public Protector's report on the agency. Transnet is another case in point. It has established a case management platform involving the various law enforcement agencies and relevant regulators to collaborate in their efforts to ensure recovery of losses, also to deal with disciplinary action, which could also lead to criminal prosecution. Now, as a result, several matters have been referred to the NPA for possible prosecution and to the SIU for investigation. Transnet has also instituted numerous civil recoveries in the High Court against various individuals and entities. Following internal investigations at another institution, which is ESCOM, ESCOM has recommended 80 instances of criminal prosecution against employees. Much of the past 2 years has been focused on building up the capabilities of the institutions that we rely on to combat corruption and state capture. So, honorable members will have seen in recent months there has been clear evidence of progress in bringing cases to court. Work is underway. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable President. The Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Steenhuisen. Honorable members, you are not allowed to do that. Don't switch on that mic. I told you that you lose your privilege to do that if you are not in the House. Thank you. Honorable Steenhuisen.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for those answers and for those initiatives. But if all of that is really true, and you really are committed to rooting out corruption in government, in your party and in society, how is it that Ace Magashule is still your Secretary General and that Mr. Bongani Bongo is still able to put a question on this order paper today?
Thank you. The Honorable the President.
Thank you, Honorable House Chair. Honorable Member, the issue of the leaders of the ANC is a matter that is being handled by the African National Congress. The ANC, through its own processes, is dealing with these matters. And like I have said before, with all these matters that I've been reporting on, let us wait for all these processes to unfold, and in time, these matters will be addressed and everybody will get to know how the African National Congress itself is addressing those matters. Standing here today, I stand before you as the President of the Republic. Those matters that Mr. Steenhuisen is raising are germane to the African National Congress, which, as I have said, is dealing with the matters. Thank you, Honorable House Chair.
Thank you, Honorable President. The second follow-up question will come from the Honorable Tseke. Matseke.
Thank you, House Chair. Honorable President Kalebocha. Honorable President, it is clear to all who have the integrity to listen of the decisiveness that has been displayed by state institutions in the fight against corruption, mismanagement of state resources, and financial fraud. The strategic objective must be to criminally charge those who have evidence against them and successfully get a conviction. Do you, Honorable President, not believe that this is a struggle that we must all participate in, and that it is not a narrow party political affair, but rather one that seeks justice to be served, whilst at the same time builds a new nation on a fundamentally different moral foundation based on human solidarity, integrity, transparency, and accountability. A new society with the highest levels of ethos and values. Ke a leboga, President.
Ra leboga mme, Mo President.
Ke a leboga le nna. Honorable House Chair, I couldn't agree more with the Honorable Member that what we seek to do is to ensure that our institutions that have been charged with the responsibility to fight corruption and criminality in our country do so without any fear, favor, or prejudice against anyone. And that our task as South Africans is to be supportive to those institutions, to so support them that they should know that they should have the courage to be able to execute their work on the basis of no favor, no prejudice. And as they do so, they should also know that we will not interfere in their work. We will not seek to block them, because after all, they should be acting in the interests of all South Africans. And as they do so, they are seeking to ensure that South Africa is a country where we adhere to the highest of values, values of honesty, integrity, truthfulness, and that we will continuously abhor corruption, because corruption in the end is a crime against the people of our country. Because through corruption, we actually are denying our people the resources that are meant to advance their interests and to provide service delivery to them. So I couldn't agree more with the member, and thank you, House Chair.
Thank you, President. Potso e latelang e tla botsa ke Moruti Mishwe, Motlhomphehi.
Ke a leboga mme. The ACDP commends the Hawks, the SIU, and other law enforcement agencies for their recent successes in making arrests in corruption cases involving high-profile individuals. We are on record for appealing to Treasury to allocate more resources to crime-fighting and law enforcement agencies to enable them to achieve greater successes in their work. Advocate Shamila Batohi is on record for raising a lack of resources as one of their serious challenges that hamper in quicker turnaround time when dealing with serious corruption cases. With the President support the ACDP position that monies used to bail out failing SOEs would be better spent on bolstering and strengthening our investigative teams in their fight against corruption? And if yes, when are we going to start seeing more money allocated to law enforcement agencies so that they can carry on with their work without fear or favor? I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable the President.
Thank you, Honorable House Chair and Honorable Member. I'd like to say that sitting where I sit as President and as a Cabinet of the Republic of South Africa, we are charged with the responsibility to always seek to create a good balance between what we spend the country's resources, may I add, the people's resources, and what ends we want to achieve. The issue of the need by our criminal justice institutions for resources is a recurring and ongoing challenge that they face. With the fiscal challenges that we have, we're finding that we've got to balance. We've got to balance the expenditure processes right across various departments and the needs that all these departments have. And we seek in doing so to ensure that the work that has to be done by any of our departments, including the criminal justice institutions, should continue, should never stop. And where the need increases, we always try to find a way of closing the gap. And as it comes to our state-owned enterprises, a number of those state-owned enterprises were set up to advance the developmental goals of our nation. And from time to time, they do run into financial difficulties. And we have said that we are not going to continue just bailing out those state enterprises. And it's a clear message that we are sending to them, that we want them to start standing on their own. But where there is a need to support them, to achieve the goals that we have as a government, we do so. And at the same time, we do support our criminal justice institutions. So that is the balance, honorable member, that I am talking about. It is a difficult balance to strike from time to time, but we have to continue striking that balance, particularly now when our fiscal situation is as challenged as it is. Thank you, Honorable House Chair.
Thank you.